How's it going, guys? Welcome to another episode of Cards and Coffee. I'm Elusive Collectibles, and with me today we have an awesome collector in the community, Watch Me Open. He's one of the only guys you're going to find a video of opening a 1996 Marvel Masterpieces box anytime soon. I don't see anybody else doing that, so if you want to see that, it's a unique and awesome experience. You could head on over to his YouTube channel and definitely watch that. That's a must. But right off the bat, one of the first questions I want to ask you is, what type of collector are you? Watch me.
I am a set collector. I collect. I have I guess you would call it an obsession with. I'm a completionist. I need things to be whole, and there needs to be an order. I'm very organized, and being a character collector seems too chaotic for me. There's not enough continuity. I can't. I would have to find cards of the same character that were numbered differently and put them in numerical order. And oh man, I'm a set collector.
Nice. And how long you've been collecting for?
So I've been back in the hobby since April of this year, 2021. Before that, I was last in it until late 1995. And I started when I was 6 years old in 1991.
Nice. Okay. Now, as far as the hobby and community go, and you can answer, however you like, as far as if you want to only target it towards the community in general, if you want to break it up into two questions, but what is your favorite part of the hobby/community?
The concept of sharing this with other people, this passion, this excitement. It's the only place that I've ever been a part of that my nerdiness, if you will, is not only accepted, but it's reciprocated.
Yeah.
Because I talk to close friends, family, cousins that are my age. We talk, I have a cousin, he loves Marvel movies and he loves talking about characters. And sometimes I'll just get into a character so deep and he's like, right. And I'm talking about like what Warren Worthington III ate for breakfast on June 24th, 1992, before he was abducted by Apocalypse, and he's like, yeah, cool. Apocalypse was in a movie, right? Yeah. But yeah, I come here and I let that nerd flag fly, and not only do people appreciate it, but they give it back to me. They tell me, oh, yeah, that's so cool. But did you know the next day he had Cheerios, and he was Archangel and he stopped eating sugary cereals? I'm making all this up. But I mean, that's the level of depth that I like to go into with characters. And I always joke that I know more biographical data about fictional characters than I do real people.
That's it. Yeah, you summed that up great, man. Yeah, I feel the same way. You're right. That's where you get to connect on a deeper level with people on a similar interest, and you could really go balls deep and people still keep up with what the hell you're talking about, unlike your cousin.
It's my safe space. That's what the hobby is.
No, yeah, likewise. Yeah, that makes sense, man. Now, sticking to the same theme, what is your least favorite or something you would change within the hobby to make better?
I don't want to get all choked, struggle with the answer, but anything negative, because we could talk about personalities or manipulative people or abusive people or people that are just in the hobby for the money. And honestly, all those things are necessary. There needs to be a balance, because we wouldn't be able to appreciate good collectors if there weren't, selfish, greedy, rip you off collectors. We wouldn't be able to appreciate a well-packaged, eBay purchase if there wasn't someone sending you, a couple base cards in a Ziploc bag that you could tell previously had like goldfish crackers in it or something. And you know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't know darkness without the light. So all these things that we gripe about and complain about, I feel like they're necessary in order to keep this a real experience where we can learn and grow. And yeah, that's annoying. So I mean, I feel like I'm trying to dance around the answer, but all the things that I feel like would be the go-tos, the layups, like, oh, I would change the way, people try to rip you off when they know you want a card, or if you have two of the same valuable card, they're going to pay less for it because, oh, you got two of them, but so I feel like the attitudes and personalities like that are the obvious answers, but without the people like that, we wouldn't. It's not going to be paradise,
You need the
Like,
contrast.
yeah. So I don't know if I would change anything. I would make everything cheaper. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Because
That's a good one. Yeah.
there's my
Yeah.
answer.
There you
Everything's going to
go.
be
Okay.
cheaper.
Now, if you could start all over today, and just to give you some context to this question, you don't have to disclose any of this, but do the math in your head, kind of, sort of. If you thought about how much you've spent in the hobby since you came back, if you could do it all over today, right, and you have the same amount of bankroll starting up, what would you do differently for your collection?
Uh, I wouldn't buy Marvel Ages on EPAC. I wouldn't drop $6,000 in a weekend on Marvel Ages on EPAC. I probably would have taken the 7,500 I spent on 96 masterpieces and bought a complete set for 5,500. But then I wouldn't have had the content. So
only the Marvel Ages then.
Marvel Ages is definitely my biggest regret. But I was new to EPAC and it had just released.
But as far as your collection, and I don't mean, again, I might have mixed you up with this or confused you. This is my bad. What I meant is, like, would you do anything differently as far as, would you still be a set collector? You wouldn't change your, you know what I mean?
I probably would have kept my collecting to original art sets. I wouldn't have ventured out into reproductions and
like recycled art is what you're saying.
Recycled art, right. I have a much better appreciation for like Flair and even 94 Flair Amazing Spider-Man. All those were penciled by Mark Bagley and it's a great looking set. But like, we hear about the X-Men Metal where that blindfold card has been used in 3 sets already.
Yeah.
But there's something to, like a 95 masterpieces where you have 4 artists all, throwing it in, and you get to see all these different contrasts. And that's the perfect example because you got to see 3 different artists do the same character.
Mm-hmm. We're talking about 95 Marvel masterpieces, right? Yeah. Nice. Okay. Now, just since we're on the, what would you do differently? With what you've been able to pick up as far as wisdom or knowledge, what are like 3 tips you would give a new collector before they start, buying things off eBay or ComC or wherever?
So the first thing is to do a little bit of soul searching and figure out what kind of collector you want to be. Why are you in this hobby? What really gets your motor going? What are you passionate about? Is it the art? Is it the investment side? Is it having the assortment? Is it a certain character? What drew you to Marvel? And pursue that, and everything else you pursue, know that that's just to get you more of what you want. And obviously that's a bigger, deeper rabbit hole when you're a set collector, because there's so many sets. And then it's like, do I want master sets or do I just want complete sets? Do I want parallels? The other thing would be to use the community where, so a little bit of a side, tangent. In my early 20s, I did stand-up comedy. Now, the stand-up comedy community is one, and it's just the quickest one that comes to mind. I'm sure there's plenty of others like it. It's very cutthroat. Nobody wants to help anybody, because you're taking that guy's spot. And if you get more laughs than him, then that guy's not getting paid tomorrow night because you're going to get 7 minutes and he's going to get 3. But That's not this hobby. This hobby, for the most part, most of the people, and you hear about the bad ones more than you hear about the good ones, but like we want everybody to have everything they want. You
Mhm.
know, when you get down to one on ones,
Mhm.
then
That's tough.
then there's there's even among the good collectors, I'd call it a friendly competition,
Mhm.
and there's not much bitter resentment, but the point I'm getting at is to lean on the community for guidance and ask someone who has similar interests and ask someone who doesn't so that you can get an objective opinion because someone who has similar interests might you never know, they're going to say, yeah, that's not a good buy, that's not a good buy, and 5 minutes later you see it sold and the person that you were asking bought it. So you get there's no such thing as too many opinions, and
Mhm.
double checking to make sure that you're getting a good card at a good condition at a good price. Um, and the last piece of advice would be uh, have your hobby fund itself. That should be the goal of any collector. That's how you're gonna, unless you have
Mhm.
a deep pockets
Mhm.
and a trust fund and unlimited bankroll. And look, if you're well off, then that's fine. All power to
Yeah.
you. Just throw it in there. You know, it's not going to hurt
Mhm.
you. But most of us, this is it's not disposable income. This is something that we're taking out of uh, a play fund that
Mhm.
these cards could have been a pool. You know, maybe it could have been
Mhm.
a new car instead of a used car. So the goal should be to have your hobby fund itself, right? You should be making some purchases that you can turn into other opportunities. And look, you're not going to be dead even. You're not going to be. You might not make money. You might still be in the red, but always try to recover some of what you put in financially, because it's gonna motivate you to stay in. If you've no matter how little you spend, there's always a confidence boost when and having that income is going to inspire you to collect more different things.
Mhm.
And most collectors don't need to be encouraged to get more. By nature, most of us, we want more, we want more, we want more. But when you've got a little bit of cheddar cheese, because you just made a $500 sale,
Mhm.
then you're going to start looking around on ComC. You're going to use your imagination, like, oh man, look at this. This is available. Like me, I had some money sitting in ComC, and I decided, well, I love high evolutionary. Why didn't I ever occur to me to chase this high evolutionary rainbow? Because I'm like, oh, I could get these cards and I could get that, and I wouldn't have even thought about that if I didn't make that sale on ComC. So even if it's not about putting money back in your pocket, it's going to cr- creatively inspire you to make yourself a more complete collector in the way that you want to be. Going back to that first one, find out what kind of collector you want to be.
Yeah. No, dude, that was great advice. I've asked this question to, you're either the sixth or seventh episode, and nobody's brought the last two up. So that was great. I appreciate that. Yeah. Yeah, nobody's put it that way. Make sure that you fund the hobby with the hobby. That's awesome. And here's a fun one for you. If I had a magic lamp and I could grant you three wishes, and trust me, people have tried the loopholes, so you can get more wishes with the
Right,
wish,
right, right.
right? I could snap my fingers and get you any sealed box you want in your PC today, get you a complete master set of any set you want today, and then get you any one card, single card in your PC today. What would those three things be?
So I'll go in reverse order. Does that card have to already exist, or can it be?
Yeah, it has to exist.
It has to exist.
Mhm.
Okay. Or
You're gonna get to practice the second one on another question I have for you. Don't worry about it. You're good.
now, does it have to be a card, or could it be an incentive from a set?
What do you mean an incentive? Like an EPAC achievement?
No, well, like a redeemable.
Sure. Yeah, go ahead. No
Okay.
worries. Yeah, you're good.
So I would want one of the original artwork redeemables from 1996.
Of course you would. That's a
That
great pick.
that would be the one thing.
Which one? Which one would it be?
I don't remember which ones there were. I think there were only 6 or 8.
I think it was like
Um,
12 or 15 of them. Yeah, I
hang
think
on,
so.
we could look at the box.
Oh, okay.
It was 9. Yeah. Okay. So it was Beast, Spider-Man, Silver Surfer, Storm, and Wolverine by Boris, Elektra, Gambit, Iron Man, Human Torch, and Venom by Julie. So I would take the Spider-Man by Boris.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice. Okay. Yeah, that one was like one out of like 60,000 packs or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Dude, that's awesome. Yeah. Nobody's picked one. That's awesome. All right, cool. So that's what your single would go to. Now, what master set would I be able to get for you?
Master set would be
I'm including everything for you. Parallels, printing plates.
yeah,
I'm talking like a true master set.
2016 masterpieces.
Nice. And a one sealed box.
One sealed box. And probably the 95 masterpieces.
Okay. Nice. All right. Nice, man. Yeah, no, nobody thought about that redeemable artwork one. All right, here's a good one for you.
Technically, that's a card that you
It
pulled in
is.
that pack.
No, I'm 100% with you. Yeah, you're right. Here's where you're gonna have fun. I think was one of the things you wanted to come up with, and this is for things that don't exist, right? So, and I'm just gonna go with one company because from the feedback I've gotten, most people, 90% of them so far, would pick Tops. Because the original question was, if you could have Panini or Tops create the next Marvel set, who would it be? And it's like it's been a 6-1 Tops. So I'm just gonna say Tops, right? Tops
Okay.
hires you, watch me open, to have creative control and design full creative design over the next Marvel set. So you're gonna tell me you're going to pick 3 artists that you want to work on your set for you. You could tell me how limited is even the base set. Just to give you some context, I won't tell you who, but certain other collectors that we've done this with have mentioned, they would make the set no more than 100 per annum for even the base set. And then, you could pick any artist you want, even outside of Marvel. I've been thrown Andy Warhol, so you can pick whomever you want. And then let me know what inserts you would have in there. Obviously, who the 3 artists that you want to work with. And now I'll let you know on the inserts. Marvel's Cards Up went all out to tell me that he would have 2 PMGs, a black and a gold. His gold PMGs would be 1 of 1, and his black PMGs would be numbered to 3. So he made it ultra exclusive. Yeah. So just so you know, sky's the limit, but walk us through it.
Okay. So, all right, let's go with the artists. I would go with Joe Jusko, Dave DeVries, and Julie Bell.
Nice. That was quick. That was easy. Okay.
And I would have a 90 card set, not numbered.
Okay.
Because more for everybody.
That's fair.
And I would have hand painted acetates numbered to 50, 10 of them. And I would have a 6-card Mirage set, 2 by each artist, 4-character Mirage. I don't know how Mirages are made, how they do it, and what one am I missing? I feel like I'm missing something. Oh, Battle Spectre gems. I would have each artist doing a different theme. So, like, to be clear, like Joe Jusko would do all earthly battles, and Dave DeVries would do all mystic battles, and Julie would do all outer space galactic battles. And there wouldn't be base. There would be only the gems, and they would be numbered to 99.
Okay.
And no sketches.
No sketches.
No sketches.
No PMGs?
Nah, no PMGs.
Okay. Any other insert you would want to throw in there?
No, acetates, mirages,
And Battle Spectre
and Battle Spectre gems. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're good.
Are your boxes numbered?
No.
Okay. All right. Now remember, the only caveat to all this is I need the first set for myself of everything you just described. I want the. I'll take a random number. It doesn't have to be the alpha. All right. Whenever you release this,
absolutely,
just save me a copy. Is all I'm saying. Okay. Now,
yeah,
that was fun.
My set's not. It's not about being exclusive. It's about just great work and something for everybody.
No, yeah, for sure. I think we all picked up on that. That was nice. Yeah, that's why I love doing this with every collector, man, because everybody has different answers. Here's another one, another fun one for you, possibly. What's and I'll even tailor this one to you because I'll ask you the traditional way and then mine to you and you pick which one you want to answer. But what is the original question? Is what is one chase card or insert that 10 years from now new collectors are going to be like, man, or even old collectors, excuse me, are going to be like, man, I wish I would have locked that into my PC when I had the chance. But for you, I'll also include it, what set would you say that people are sleeping on today that 10 years from now, they're going to wish they completed that set today when we have the chance?
Man. What set are people going to regret not chasing, basically, right? I'm going to say the Hollow Flash set from 95. Because they're priced pretty high right now. The cheapest one is going to be 40, 50, and you might pay 100 for the most one. But like, what do you think is going to happen in 10 years? So that's a set that you can get now for a pretty reasonable price.
Yeah, nice. So you would say that chase set, right? Now, as far as a complete set, would you stick to 95 or would you switch up your answer when it comes to a complete set?
A complete set that people, I think any of the modern ones, I think any 16, 18, 20, anything that's numbered, people are going to wish because, and I don't mean to be regurgitating somebody else's ideas, but everybody says it and it makes more and more sense the more I think about it. 1999 is not a lot number, and that's just 36 out of the 90 cards. So 1,999. In 10 years, if the hobby doubles growth, then those cards are going to be extremely hard to find. You're not going to be able to get a Kingpin out of 14.99. For less than $30.
That makes sense.
And people are giving them away right now.
Yeah. They're acting like it's burning a hole in their.
So any is 16, 18, 20. People are going to think, because right now people are like, oh man, it's too hard to chase the tier 4 out of 99.
Yeah, exactly. They're complaining now, right? Wait until you can't even get the one out of 199.
Right. And you're settling for one with chewed up corners.
Yeah, no, that's nice, man. And to conclude our episode today, man, is what I gave you the heads up on, which is if you want to share with us 3 of your favorite cards in your collection, doesn't have anything to do with value or rarity, just the ones that mean the most to you.
Yeah, so I do have them, and I'm going to actually I'll flip around and I can present them to you as the Lord intended. So the first one I'll show you, and all these three have different reasons for being here.
Okay.
You were here with me.
Yeah.
So
That's a nice sketch you pulled from your villains alphabet thing you're doing.
So yeah, this is Shuma Garath. He's a very obscure villain. I pulled this sketch out of a box, which is incredibly unlikely, even more unlikely that there'd be someone on this planet chasing that character. So this card is a reminder that the pack gods are real.
Mhm.
Be good to them, and be good to others in the hobby. The next card is the Venom and Wolverine Double Impact. And this is not a card that I pulled. It's not the card that I pulled. I
Mhm.
pulled one of these.
Mhm.
This one was sent to me as a
Oh.
gift from a collector in Scotland who likes my content. And it's to be able to do something kind of just, messing around, spending money and opening boxes of pieces of cardboard with pictures on them, and to move somebody so much that they take the time out of their day to, send this card halfway around the world is really says a lot about, the effect that I've had on the community and the effect the community's had on me.
Yeah, it speaks volumes. Yeah.
And the last one is the Wolverine base card from my original 1992 masterpieces set that I collected in 1992. This card is particularly meaningful to me, obviously because it's my original one, but also because my grandmother uh, drew it as a cover for my binder.
Wow. That's awesome, dude.
And the binder has since fallen apart because it's been 29 years.
Mhm.
But even when I threw the rest of the binder out, I made sure to save this because it's really cool, and she's not with us anymore, and it's a reminder of her, and kind of my way of connecting the hobby and the characters to my family, and something emotional and something personal. And so anytime I see that art by Joe Jusko, I think about my grandma and how she made that cover for me.
Dude, that's awesome. And watch me if you don't mind. Everybody knows you. I don't know if you mentioned this in public. Your name is Bill. So I just want to
Yes.
say, Bill, man, thanks for joining me today. I really enjoyed your episode, and I really enjoyed that last moment that you shared with us. And yeah, man, keep doing what you're doing, man. Keep doing your openings, and anytime you want to have a huge hit again, just let me know. But other than that, man, thank you so much. And if people are looking for you that are not already following you, if they want to connect with you, where can they follow you or find you?
Watch Me Open on YouTube. You type in "Watch Me Open" and I'm the first thing that comes up. I don't know how it made how nobody else figured it out,
Mhm.
or nobody, the name wasn't taken. And then on Instagram it's watch_me_open, and then Watch Me Open on Facebook, Watch Me Open at gmail.com.
Awesome. Well, thanks again, man. I appreciate you being on, and enjoy the rest of your night.
Thanks, man. Have a great night.
Thank you.